Hello and welcome to Packs&Recreation, where backpacks burn. Let's see who gets that reference. Today, let's shake it up a little bit and let's open some Dominaria Dominaria United pre-releases because, well, everyone loves Dominaria. And when this happened, we were ready to get into the current events, Phyrexia and all that. So let's see. I didn't attend this pre-release. I bought this after the fact, literally now. So I am late to the party. Also, let me put the bad lighting on. Let's see how much reflection I can get. So this is one of the modern pre-releases. So you have all the tokens and all the stuff. Very nice. The Dominaria is very colorful, and they went with the stained glass kind of visual, which is very, very good, very interesting. This Dominaria logo, icon, shield. Okay, so let's see. This is the pre-release box. I didn't attend this one because this was when I was thinking about going back to Magic, not yet there. So blue die with the Dominaria United set. Very nice. I cannot tell you how many times I need to look to check if it's die or dice, but that's on me. I thought that die was a plural. Apparently it's not. They changed that. So the typical building pre-release deck insert with some of the details, and Dominaria United, some flavor text. And you have Yoda, which is not the Master Yoda, so it is Yoda, a 4,000-year-old immortal archmage or archmage who's hungry to learn, has acquired knowledge from all corners of Dominaria. Well, you know so much. How is it that you can't planeswalk, bro? Hey, what's up? So, Teferi, a planeswalker with control over time and a wry sense of humor, saving lives in the present to atone for sins in the past. This is the man. This is our man. This is the guy that is going to fix all the Phyrexionized planeswalkers in after Phyrexia will be won. Ajani Goldmane. Fun fact, how this is the only one with a registered trademark. The rest is like, well, it's the name. Leonine Planeswalker with healing and protective powers. Stalwart friend, mentor, and defender of the weak. Danitha Kapashin, brave Benalish knight and daughter of Benalia's highest house. Her fight against the Phyrexians is not personal. So we were preparing for it. And Jaya, Elder Planeswalker and Master Pyromancer who's been active since the Ice Age, determined to protect her home. In the middle, Karn, Silver Golem, Planeswalker, and Magical Artificer will stop at nothing to destroy the Phyrexians he accidentally unleashed. So, very much what happened with the Eldrazi, someone let them out. So arena code, help yourself. If you, I don't know if this is still valid, by the way. If it is, happy place, I guess, but I don't know. So help yourself. And let's see, I always think separator, but the word is divider. So bear with me if I get this wrong. This is very, very nice looking. And a nice contrast with what came after this, which is Phyrexia all everyone, everything dark, everything depressing, etc. The pre-release promo card, and then 6 draft boosters with Karn in the cover. So let's put the boosters on the side. Let's open the pre-release. You know me. This is the paper pre-release thing. I want to see if I can save it because I'm that type of person. It seems like I won't be able. So let's cut our losses and cut the back. Because look at this. This is obviously like for you to throw away, which I I can and I will, but this is just me fighting destiny, kind of. And maybe if I do it like this, okay, and now like this, you can save a booster like this. It's not the cleanest, but I already explained why I do this. It's just like an old trauma of mine because I only get a booster every X time, and I will save even the wrappers, just one of each out of memory. Let's see what's the promo card. Rada's Firebrand, which makes me think of Elden Ring. Creature, human warrior. Whenever Rada's Firebrand attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Rada's Firebrand's power can't block this turn. Domain. You pay 5 and 1 red. Rada's Firebrand gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type among lands you control. Activate only once each turn. So that's our promo. Let's go with the first one. See, with normal booster packs, I have this technique mastered, Dominaria Remastered, so it's a lot easier. Let's see, these are draft packs, so a lot of cards, a lot of value, so hang there. Battle Rage, Blessings. I put this here where the reflection doesn't let you see anything. Argivian Cavalier. Nice. Goblin Picker. Sunbathing Rootwalla. A Rootwalla spray includes anything or anyone that wanders into view. 1 and 1 green, 2/2. Tidepole Turtle. Oh man, it's like a weird version of a kappa. Prized by wizards as a mobile scrying pool. It bears visions drawn from the depths of the sea. Nice. Put it here. Tattered Apparition is a shade. So much shade. Boda Sea Scavenger. Boda Sea Scavenger. Nice. I won't read them all because I don't want this video to be 2 hours. Sometimes I try. Contaminated Aquifer. Interesting visuals. It looks like an opening of an anime. What the? Bone Splinters. It's a common, but the art really hits. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature. And the flavor text reads, steel may be more durable, but nothing channels the spite of the unjustly dead like bone. There's a quote by the Braids. Or by Braids, I don't know. Heroes Heirloom. Nice. Ertai's Scorn. Warehouse Frenzy. Oh, nice. Love it. Ertai Resurrected. Interesting. I love it when boosters are thematic. Ertai or Ertai? Airtight? I don't know. Ertai Resurrected. Legendary creature, Fire Action, Human Wizard. Man, I can't get rid of the Fire Action. Flash, when Ertai Resurrected enters the battlefield, choose up to 1. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability, its controller draws a card, or destroy another target creature or planeswalker, its controller draws a card. It's a 3/2 and costs 2, 1 blue and 1 black. I'm going to put that here because multicolor are not that common. And Haughty Jean. This is a typical card I will be like, it's a card, but this card is such a nightmare in one of the decks that Arena gives you. I have played against some very crazy decks that use this card, and it's like everything is instants, and then they pull this card, and it's like, oh man, and the card is like a 12/4 or something. I adored your outfit. It's so rustic. Nice. I didn't know that the lands in this set were like this. Again, this was before I decided to, quote, jump back into Magic. Very nice. This reminds me of the Constellation lands. I love it. And it's funny because no one cares about lands, but whatever. And a Goblin token. Next. Citizens Arrest. What lurks behind the faces of those you think you can trust? Apparently, a Phyrexian. Or a robot. Gitu Amplifier. Bite Down. Pixie Illusionist. Oh, nice. I love how, we did all the videos we did so far are from Phyrexian. All will be one. So the theme is what it is. So everything is very dark, and it's the tone of the set, not only visually but thematically. It's people are losing. The good guys are losing, and everything here is so colorful. Except for you can be too long without a Phyrexian in your life. So Phyrexian Rager, and you can see that this is more like the vibe that we are being used to up to now in this channel. Resist if you must. It makes no difference. As with Mirrodin, your world will bow to Phyrexia. Nice. Charismatic Vanguard. Good beard, bro. Clockwork Drawbridge. Defender. Tap target creature. RGVS Clockwork fortifications are the stuff of legend, reminding all on Dominaria that ingenuity has saved them before and can do so again. Timely Interference. Geothermal Bug. Nice. Crystal Grotto. Yavimaya Iconoclast. This looks like a character from Chrono Trigger or something. Nice. Battlewing Mystic. Also with kicker, so a lot of kicker here is what I'm seeing. Radha Coalition Warlord. Okay, this is the Radha that the other card referenced. Okay. Legendary creature, Elf Warrior. Domain. Whenever Radha Coalition Warlord becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn. Where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Enough warm-up. I am coming from you. Sorry, not from you, I hope. Enough warm-up. I am coming for you, Shrouded. Nice. Defiler of Vigor. I encountered these a lot in some decks, and it's a pain. It doesn't seem too good, like that good, because it's expensive, etc. But once it's out, it's like good luck. Some planes, normal ones. One thing, by the way, that I thought I saw the Phyrexian symbol there. It's just me, I'm traumatized by now. But one thing that they are doing in the upcoming and a soldier creature token. One thing that they are doing in the upcoming March of the Machine set is that the lands, you have two types of lands. The basic ones are like premonitions that Phyrexian is coming, and they have like the Phyrexian symbol, and that's very nice. And the others are, the process already started. So things are more warped. And Yavimaya Steel Crusher, a gorilla. They really like gorillas. This is also a gorilla type creature on Phyrexia will be one on the good guy side. A snare spinner. In the rich jungles of Yavimaya, bright colors are the perfect camouflage. Yeah, I mean, that's only true in Dominaria. Tala's Lookout. Also, I see that a lot of cards have flavor text here, which is great. Obviously, you can't always fit the flavor text, so sometimes you need to, But it's great because one thing that Wizard does that I don't like a lot, also like nice, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard, so nice, Death Touch, and we sent 3 of our best legions. You are telling me no one came back? One thing that Wizard does that I don't like too much is that they release the story the story beats before the set release, like weekly or some stuff like that. They're like short story formats. I mean, I like that. The thing I don't like is that they are not enough. I mean, you don't get enough. You can get so much lore and so much details and, a better flesh story, but they are just like, 6 slots or something like that. And you can't get more than that. And that's it. And it sucks because, I mean, it's so many characters and it really, and creatures and stuff, it really hurts in stories like the ones that we are getting nowadays, like Fractional will be one and a bunch of the machine, where there are so many legendary creatures, like creatures with the name and planeswalker and stuff, and you can't cover them all because they just like go over them like, oh yeah, and this guy fight and well, he's dead. It's like, okay. Relic of Legends. Add 1 mana of any color. Tapped and untapped legendary creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. Nice. There's a quote from Teferi. If the worst parts of history can repeat themselves, it stands to reason that the best parts can as well. He is very right. I like that thinking. Dragon Whelp, which is not with this dragon, but whelp is what you say when, maybe with this dragon, when you say like, we need a dragon to help us, and you get this and you go like, whelp. Yay, stained glass card. Tatiova, Steward of Tides. Legendary creature, 2 green, 1 blue. Land creatures you control have flying. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. Knight is a Merfolk druid, so maybe you can do something with a Merfolk. Shout out to the prof. Adarkar Wastes. Or Wastes. No, Wastes, sorry. Land. Colorless or, it's what the cool kids call a shockland. Full art, very nice. And then a normal island. And a knight. Talking creature. This is me trying to be creative in the ways I open this, but without, damaging the cards and stuff. But sometimes there is no creativity. Javimaya Sojourner. I don't know how to translate this. To the long-lived tree folk, the Phyrexians invading again after only 3 centuries was a thought they never left. Yeah, they are ants after all. It costs 7 and 1 green. For a 4/6, but it has Domain, and this spell costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. So, get that ramp going, son. Essence Scatter. Nice. Counter target creature spell. Phyrexians pollute everything they touch, so the solution is simple. Don't let them touch anything. Yeah, it was Dominaria United and then Brothers War, because Teferi went back in time to see how he could stop the Phyrexians, and then Phyrexia, all will be one. Battlefly Swarm. Phyrexian insect. So, having encountered the bitter Phyrexian battleflies before, squeeing you not to bother eating them, or at least to stop after the 5th. Griffin Protector. Nice, very old school, I like it. Griffin flocks still patrol the skies above the Zhalfirin Void. Zhalfirin Void. as though they are waiting for their old home to reappear. Oh, this is sad. Viashino Branch Rider. Kicker with green, because of course, if Viashino Branch Rider was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. If you pay 2 and 1 red, Viashino Branch Rider gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. Gaia's Might. Domain. Target creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each basic land type among lands you control. Why fight over the lumber in a tree strong when its branches have room for all? Completely right. Meteorite. Tolarian Field Dispatch. So, material at dig site 165 beta, or beta, 165 beta, which would be nice if this was the number of a beta card that is actually a rock or something. That would be like a great reference. I don't know, I need to check. Confirmed to be the null moon origin. Immediate excavation assistance requested. Wooded Ridgeline. Gibbering Barricade. Scout the Wilderness. Good art. Fire Action Missionary. Of course. Creature, Fire Action Human Cleric, Kicker. In this set, it's not as subtle, like you have a bunch of Fire Action cards. When Fire Action Missionary enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Not bad. Kicker with black. Balduvian Atrocity, Fire Action Berserker. So we have a bunch of them already. They are everywhere. Oh, let's see. Legendary creature. Tura Kenerud, Sky Knight. I guess that's how it's pronounced. It costs 2, 1 white, and 2 blue. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. The sky is my birthright. I dare you to try and take it from me. Very nice. This goes to multicolor. Ronveld Horde Master. Creature Goblin. Goblin Warrior. 1 and 1 red. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. Whenever Ronveld Horde Master or another goblin you control dies, exile the top card of your library. If it is a goblin creature card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. Nice. This is red, and then a forest, a good old forest, and a zombie token. Dominaria is to Magic. Dominaria is like a bowl of soup from your mom or something. It's like Tolarian Terror. It's very Magic the Gathering. You know what I mean? It's like it's a safe space. It's like colorful, typical mythical stuff. Fire Action Warhorse. Fire Action Horse. Kicker. You may pay an additional. When enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 1/1 white soldier creature token. 1. Sacrifice another creature. Fire Action Warhorse gets +2/+1 until the end of turn, which I like it. Very flavorful. Everything here, how it works. Like you kick it with white, even though it's a black card. So you kick it with white. If you do, you get a 1/1 white soldier, which then you can sacrifice so that it gets more powerful, which is exactly what's happening in the drawing. I like these synergies. I love it. Not all cards are like this, but the ones that are, man, they really hit. Argivian Phalanx, or Argivian Phalanx. Human Core Soldier. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control. Vigilance. For some reason I read Jaya's Fernando and I was like, Jaya's Firenado. A fire tornado. Jaya's Firenado deals, and this is a very colorful one, like the black one that I pulled. Is nice. This type of card is nice. I mean, not all of them should be like this, but you know, like surprises are nice. Jaya's Firenado deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Scry 1. For all their supposed advances, the Phyrexians still aren't fireproof. That's right. So the Sunbath and Root Wall again. Impulse. I like this drawing a lot. I'm trying to see if I can get a playmat of this. The Fairy. I have always made snap decisions. I am just better at making the right ones now that I'm older and wiser, which is true for most people at least. Samite or Samiti, but Samite Herbalist, Human Cleric, Haunted Mire, Omir. It's a matter of perspective. You can say it right or wrong, and normally I get it wrong. Smash to Dust. Nice. Joint Exploration. Love it that it's a kicker with green. Makes sense. I love it with it. There are synergies. Cut Down. I get cut down. Destroy target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. Very cheap for what it is. There can be no mercy, no half measures. When facing Phyrexians, it kills swiftly or die. Joda. I mean, he is the Archmage Eternal, so he knows. Which is basically Doctor Strange of Magic the Gathering. Rona's Vortex. This name is very... it's a very bad name nowadays after the pandemic, and people calling it the Rona. Oh man. You gotta laugh from these things, right? Otherwise, life is just what it is. Maria, Scholar of Antiquity. 1 red and 1 green. Legendary creature. Elf Artificer. Tap and untap non-token creature. Tap and untap non-token artifact you control. Add 1 green mana. Tap 2 untap non-token artifact you control. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Why Fear Artifice or Artifice? Is it not also of this world? That's a very Phyrexian way of thinking, I would say. Electrostatic Infantry. I fought with this a bunch of times. I have flashbacks just of fighting against this. A very nice card with this effect. Ooh, the island in the stained glass style, very nice. Yeah, I love this type of thing. Very flavorful, and this is something that could be included in a secret layer. Thankfully, it's not. And the last one for this pre-release. Oh no, he said that he will do it fast. Also, almost half an hour in, we are still at the first pre-release box. I'm sorry. Phyrexian Vivisector. Nice. Phyrexian human. So, before he was the father of machines, Yawgmoth was a twisted Thran physician, and his legacy of medical atrocities lives on in New Phyrexia. That is right. And actually, Yawgmoth has a normal card. Normal, before he was called the father of machines. I think he appears in Brothers War. I think that's where he appears. Not 100% sure. Artillery Blast. Nice. To conserve ammunition, Joida modified ancient Throne artillery cannons to fire guts of pure Shivan lava. And everyone knows that when you say Shivan, you cannot pass it without saying dragon. I say Shivan, you say dragon. Shivan, dragon, Shivan. Flowstone Kavu. Or Kavu. I don't know how to pronounce this. Is a Kavu? Red. Flowstone Kavu gets +1/-1 until the end of turn. The Kavu adjusted easily to the Wrathy overlay, incorporating the invasive Flowstone into their own adaptable forms. Adapt to survive or die, my friend. The Snare Spinner, again. The Tidepool Turtle, I like this card a lot, visually. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like trains. Barkweave Crusher. Phyrexia may be ancient, but Gaia, I didn't even think of that. That's Gaia, come on. Is eternal. Queen Alenal of Ruadak. Geothermal Bug. There are still a few places where the natural dangers outweigh even those posed by fire action sleeper agents. Nice, that's why you see that thing breaking there, I guess. Destroy Evil. That card reminds me, this is a very Innistrad card, even though it's destroying a fire action thing, but I mean, it's Serra's, so okay, that makes sense. Serra's Grace most often manifests as a healing touch, but it may also grant merciful death. This was back in the day where white was good guys, black was bad guys, white was angels, and black was a lot of things, amongst them fire actions. Now black stands for ambition, so it doesn't necessarily mean bad guys. Now you have bad guys on every color, which is a lot more interesting in my opinion. Elvish Hydromancer. Basically manipulates water and then says, thank you very much. Water remembers every living thing it has been a part of. We need only bring that recollection to the surface. Resolute Reinforcements. A lot of white things with wings. Flash. When Resolute Reinforcements enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. It's a 1/1 for 1 and 1 white. Morale rarely survives the sudden appearance of a squad of Sorci skirmishers at an army's flank. Okay. Oh, nice. Bortuk Bone Rattle. 4, 1 black and 1 green. Legendary creature, Troll Shaman. Domain. When Bortuk Bone Rattle enters the battlefield, if you cast it, choose target creature in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Otherwise, put it into your hand. I read it kind of fast and with a weird cadence, so it's a lot of text and it really looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but because of this text. But trust me, read it again. It's more understandable than it seems. Yay, Saga! The Elder Dragon War. Read ahead, choose a chapter and start with that many lore counters. Add 1 after your draw step. Skip chapters, don't trigger. Sacrifice after 3. Oh, you can skip stuff. First, the Elder Dragon War deals 2 damage to each creature and each opponent. Nice. 2, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Nice. Even though it's kind of a blue thing. 3, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. And it doesn't say return it transformed. I'm too used to that thanks to the Kamigawa sagas. Karn Silex. Yay! Now I have all the Silexes. Legendary artifact. Karn Silex enters the battlefield tapped. So, point. Players can pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities, or are not mana abilities. You pay X and tap it, exile Karn Silex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less, activate only as a sorcery. Chikipumbu, wow baby. An island and a soldier. And that's the end of the first pre-release. Now, box number 2. For the sake of brevity, let's go. For the sake of brevity, says he after like half an hour of like opening draft booster packs. So same here, so I'm just skipping this part. Let's see what comes here. A red eye, nice. And same old, same old. So just open this. Our boosters. Let's see. Maybe this one is easier to open. Oh yeah, this is. Look, my OCD is happy. It's happy right now, and it's happening. I mean, it's both. It's happening and it's happy. So if you open it like this, the US version is easier because it's just a transparent plastic. But here, nice. Archangel of Wraith. Creature, Angel. Kicker, black and or red. You may pay an additional black and or red as you cast this spell. It costs 2 and 2 white. Flying, lifelink. When Archangel of Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. When Archangel of Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target. Sorry, what? If it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target, and if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target. So it's like a double. I mean, I guess that the text, maybe I'm missing something, but I guess that the text is like this for clarity, but as in you can kick it twice with 1 black and 1 red, and because you do it, then you can have the effect twice, but it's like, oh, okay, kind of weird text. So, or maybe it's just me and it's late, so maybe it's that, I don't know. So let's see. Booster number 1. By the way, disclaimer, like this is the mandatory disclaimer on every video. Draft boosters are for playing, not for doing this I'm doing. I mean, you can do it, whatever, it's your money. But like the thing is that this is for playing. I'm doing this for the sake of the channel, and because basically I will show you what I do with this type of boosters after I open them. But like normally you get like 6, like a pre-release, and you build a deck, or you just pass them around. Like drafts are for playing. That's why they are cheaper and they have less important cards, etc., etc. Less, not less important cards, less higher value cards in the count that they have, the count of cards. G2 amplifier. Bite down. So strike those fire actions, bro. Javimaya takes care of herself. The Kavu are evidence of this. What does your coalition offer that the forest cannot provide? Jensen Carthalion. Pixie Illusionist, which looks very anime for some reason. Take up the shield. And that's a Jani with a very colorful shield. And also says, you're all part of my pride. As long as I live, I will protect you. Nice. A meteorite again. Wooded Ridgeline. Gibbering Barricade is a nightmare wall. Hurlon Battle Hymn, which this is, I don't know if this qualifies, no, this doesn't qualify the stained glass, but the art is nice, kind of a basic, like single. The magical echoes of the Hurlon Mountain range greatly increase the potency of spells based on strong or a song or a speech. Man, I mean, you can tell it's late. I English very much. So monstrous war leech, nice, and it's hitting something. Leech horror, nice. Its power and toughness are equal to the highest mana value among cards in your graveyard. Okay. Also, it is a mounted creature. Like you can see that it has something controlling it. It's not just the thing that's running along. Tori the Avenant, Fury Rider, legendary creature, human knight. 1, 2 red, and 1 white. Vigilance, trample. Whenever Tori the Avenant, Fury Rider, attacks, all other attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Other attacking creatures you control gain trample until the end of turn. Untap each other white attacking creature you control. So, very nice. Maybe a good commander. Shivan Reef. The boiling seas around Shiv provided a welcome layer of protection for the reclaimed mana rig. Ooh, nice. And foil. Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief. 1 green and 1 blue is a 2/1 legendary creature, Fairy Rogue. It has flying. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief, you may copy that spell. The copy targets Ivy. A copy of another spell becomes a token. So, copy. Maybe a good commander. Swamp and an elemental. It's elemental, after all. Sherlock jokes. So, next booster, let's see. Pyrexia Rager, which we talked about. Charismatic Vanguard, the bro with the mustache. Javimaya Steel Crusher, the Gorilla Grodd. The Snare Spinner. See, like, we go slow at the beginning, but then after we already saw them, I can go faster. Talas Lookout. The Zombie Pile of Writhing Necromas. Scout the Wilderness. Samite Herbalist, or Samite. Haunted Mire, or Mire, or Mir. Smash to Dust. Protect the Negotiators. Kicker. You may cap your Kicker white. If this spell was kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control. Nice. For an Azurius deck, it's very nice. Territorial Marrow. Nice art. Creature, Elemental, Domain. Territorial Marrow's power and toughness are equal to twice the number of basic land types among lands you control. Get that ramp going. The coalition was more than just treaties and alliances. It was the soul of a world rising up against the inviting tide. Nice. Raph, Weatherlight Stalwart. I seen a video recently by the prof where this guy is the commander. So, very nice. 1 white and 1 blue. Whenever is the commander of a deck that he built for us that you can copy if you want. So whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. If you do, draw a card. For 3 and 2 white, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until the end of turn. This old ship has seen a lot, but she's not done yet. So basically he's Frankie from One Piece. So you can see that the first effect is a good one. Like the second one is kind of nice to have, I guess, but the first effect is the one that you want to build around. That's the whole joke of the deck that the prof built. Stronghold Arena or Arena. Kicker, 1 green and or 1 white. When a Stronghold Arena enters the battlefield, you gain life for each time it was kicked. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may reveal the top cards of your library and put into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to its mana value. See, in this card, they only say for each time it was kicked. So maybe I missed something in the other card because it repeated the text twice when I could say just, you do 2 damage for each time it was kicked. So, I don't know. I am old. I'm sure of it. I'm old and it's late and I don't know. I don't know where am I and I can't get up. Island, nice. And a soldier. Next. Stall for Time, which is the title of every one of my videos. Tap up to 2 target creatures. If this spell was kicked, put a Stern counter on each of those creatures. If a permanent with a Stern counter will become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. And you can also draw a card. Okay, nice. So, Flowstone Infusion. The rumor that contact with Flowstone will reveal Phyrexian Sleeper Agents was spread mostly by Phyrexian Sleeper Agents. Oh no! Javimaya Sojourner, which we saw already. Essence Scatter, we saw it as well. Battlefield Swarm, we saw it. It's the one that Squee eats, but not that many. Broken Protector, a very beautiful and very sad card. Barkweave Crusher, 3 and 1 green, creature, elemental warrior, and list. As this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. When you do, add its power to these creatures until the end of turn. Phyrexia may be ancient, but Gaia is eternal. I actually already read this card, I forgot because I didn't read the effect, just the flavor text. My apologies. Geothermal Bug, Destroy Evil, which is the card with Sarah, Idyllic Beachfront, which you have Disneyland back there, which is great. Technically, it's the Tolarian Academy apparently, but Electrostatic Infantry, Micromancer, creature, human wizard. When Micromancer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 1. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Ideas don't have to be big to be great. That's what she said. I know. Basically, I agree with that text. Shieldred's Restoration. You can kick it for 2 and 1 white. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this spell was kicked, you gain life equal to that card's mana value. Otherwise, you lose that much life. Exile Shieldred's Restoration. Interesting. Oh, Braids. This is the one that was the quote on the other card that I can't remember. I think it was this one. It was this one? No. I don't remember which card it was, but there was a quote by Braids. So Braids is Arisen Nightmare, legendary creature. Nightmare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. This is a very, very commander card. You pay 1 and 2 black for it. It's a 3/3. It's pretty much a commander card. I mean, I think it's 100% a commander card. Planes. And welcome to cardboard. Third to last. I promised myself that I will try to keep it under an hour for once. I mean, I could do a video of each box, but I think it's kind of meh. You can see 2 and away we go faster, whatever. Viashino Branch Rider, Gaia's Might, Tolarian Terror, I like this art a lot. Fire Action Warhorse, the card with where art and gameplay meet each other perfectly. I mean, from the ones we've seen so far at least. Argivian Phalanx, or Phalanx, Jayas Fernando, Enthrall to the Pit. Gain control of target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until the end of turn. If this spell was kicked, which costs you 2 and 1 black, sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step for 3 and 1 red. Very nice. I mean, maybe it looks nicer than it actually is, but nice nonetheless. Wooded Ridgeline. Apparently someone wants us to play red and green. Academy Wall. Once the Society of Mishra took control, the Tolarian Academy at Lantnam became a heaven for dark research. Balduvian Berserker. Core Berserker. And as a good Berserker, when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So, that's great. I feel that that type of card will be better at Kaldheim, but hey. Choking Miasma. Kicker. Kicker green, and if this spell was kicked, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. All creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. The Phyrexians were as surprised as anyone to discover they still needed to breathe. And I forgot the name of this creature, but on the upcoming set of March of the Machine, there is a card that combines it with Squee. I think, well, because this one is not Squee. Squee is like the troll thing, I think. Oh man. I am so rusty for this, for everything that came before Phyrexian. Lagomos, Hand of Hatred, legendary creature, human shaman. For 1 black and 1 red is a 1/3 that says at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. You can tap it and search for your library, Set your library for a card. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. Activate only if 5 or more creatures die this turn, so it's the devil. Drag to the bottom. 2 and 2 black. Domain. Each creature gets -X until the end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types among lands you control. Windgraces, Glade Hunters hibernate in the quagmires of Urborg until the scent of Fire Action technology awakens their hunger. Right. And Mossbird Ancient. Treefolk, 5 and 2 green. Trample. When Mossbird Ancient enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. Older than the mountains, the dragons, and the war of humans and the machines. A forest, talking about trees, and a soldier. Second to last, Ultra Pro everywhere. Some Bathing Root, voila. Impulse. Fire Action Vivisector. Artillery Blast, which feels very out of place, this technology. I don't know why exactly. Flowstone Kavu. Snare Spinner. Shield Wall Sentinel. Very nice. Defenders. This set has a lot of defenders. When Shield Wall Sentinel enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with Defender. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Unit Alpha 6 locking into position. God knows that there are mixed feelings with the Universes Beyond, but maybe Universes Beyond of Gundam, that will be interesting. Or who knows, maybe Universes Beyond of Evangelion. Furious Below. Minotaurs sometimes pretend to be lost in a battle rage, leading their opponents to underestimate their cleverness, which is very clever, I will say. Urborg Repossession. You can kick it for 1 and 1 green. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 2 life if this spell was kicked. Return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Shut up. Isn't this the creature from that Pixar movie? Or wasn't a Pixar movie? Moana, I think? That has like a singing big shrimp? Huh. Maybe I'm mixing it with the other movie. I don't know which one, whatever. So, Homarid shells are adapted to the crushing pressure of the deepest depths. On land, their sturdiness seems supernatural. Strength of the Coalition. Kicker, 2 and 1 white. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. If the spell was kicked, but put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Root and Wing, Claw and Sword. This will be a memorable stand indeed. Lyra Dawnbringer. Phoenix Chick. I encounter this from time to time. Flying Haste. Phoenix Chick can't block. It's costs 1 red and is a 1/1. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2 red. If you do, return Phoenix Chick from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it, which is very flavor appropriate. Queen Alenal of Ruadak. 1 green and 2 white. Queen Alenal of Ruadak's power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. This is actually a nightmare if you play a good white deck that has a bunch of creatures. If 1 or more creature tokens will be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 white soldier creature tokens are created instead. So this is asking for soldier tokens and creature tokens. As a commander for a deck that just spawns tokens, this is very good. And as a non-commander, that also hits very hard. In normal Magic, in standard, I play against this type of deck a lot. So just creates a bunch of stuff. Ooh, the Father of Flesh. Oh man, I saw this card in the Heuristic Studies video about Phyrexia. This art is so good and so sad. Like the Pegasus is just there, like, oh man, please help me. I'm like, please help me, please take me home. I can take it. Menace. It costs 2 and 2 black. Phyrexian Horror 4/4. It has Menace, and as an additional cost to cast a black permanent spell, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 black less to cast if you pay life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of black mana you pay. Whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains Menace until the end of turn. Very nice. A mountain in the Dominaria style and a Phyrexian token. Not to be mixed with a Phyrexian Might. And the last booster. Let's go. Real Ghostbusters. So the Tidepool Turtle. Vanquisher's Axe. Interesting. The Vanquisher's Axe. When a Keldon takes a trophy from an enemy, it's usually something they can use to kill more enemies. Okay. Extinguish the Light. Oh man, no, that's Jaya. Jaya did not want to die, but of all things to die for, Dominaria felt right. Man, I just read the insert saying that she lived for ages. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. If its mana value was 3 or less, you enter life. Benalish Sleeper. Phyrexian Human Soldier. Even he didn't know what he was until he felt his skin shifting and splitting, his mind overtaken by chaos of whispers. Man, the last booster is going to be a downer and be like, yeah, we lost. Goblin Picker. Countless generations of Shivan goblins have worked on the mana rig, giving their unparalleled eye for useful relics. The Magnigoth Sentry. Take up your shield, or take up the shield. Coalition Warbrute. Enlist. And Trample. Anger is his greatest weapon, and he sharpens it daily. Story of my life. Radiant Grove. Meteorite, which we saw a couple of them already. Knight of Dusk Shadow. This appears from time to time. It seems like a May card, and then you see its value. Your opponent can't gain life. That's actually its value right there. Against like a lot of decks that, white decks, this is just like Wing Mantle Chaplain. Defender, Human Cleric. For 3 and 1 white. When Wing Mantle Chaplain enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying for each creature with Defender you control. Whenever another creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, create 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying. Nice. Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. I also encounter this from time to time. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until the end of turn. So this plus Queen Alenal of Ruadalk is a very hard combination. The problem is the colors don't match each other, but Anointed Peacekeeper. Creature, Human Cleric. Vigilance. As Anointed Peacekeeper enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Spells your opponent casts with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cost 2 more to activate unless they are mana abilities. Very nice. This is like the last strong card of these. We finish big with a nice glass forest. I think we didn't get all the colors in glass, but I think we're missing Swamp. That's the only one that we're missing, I think. But there you have it. 2 pre-releases. Again, the pre-releases are supposed to be for, well, the pre-release, and that's the whole magic. And you get your die, and that's very nice. Which is just to track your life in situ if you don't have like an app or something, because I mean, there's so much use for this. And you get a promo, and everything is nice and great, but no one is expecting to get like super value out of draft boosters. So that's what it is. But I never opened anything Dominaria United themed. I have a couple of things to open that I bought after the fact. So we may look into that into the future, because I like a lot the color palette and the theme, and I like Dominaria is the OG plane. So I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think, if you have any thoughts, if you hate me, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you next time, and this has been Packs and Recreation. Thank you and goodbye. You jazz hands.
you